in engineering, there's this constant, ultimate quest for the perfect design, right? Something that's lighter, stronger, faster, just better. But finding that perfect design has always been this massive challenge. It's like a manual search through a nearly infinite world of possibilities. Well, today, we're going to look at a smarter solution, one that promises to put that entire search on autopilot.
All right, here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll tackle the optimization challenge itself. Then, we'll introduce a much smarter way forward called SmartDO. After that, we'll see how it makes the leap from finding just local solutions to finding the global best. We'll also cover how it plays nice with the tools you already use. And finally, what all this really means for the future of design. So, first things first, let's really dig into the problem, the optimization challenge. Why on earth is finding that perfect design so incredibly difficult for engineers in their day-to-day work?
Now, if you are in this field, this question probably hits pretty close to home. I mean, think about it. The endless cycle of refining a design, running simulations, tweaking a few parameters, and then doing it all over again, it can just eat up a huge amount of time and energy. Just take a look at this. This is the traditional path, and you can see right away it is not a straight line. You start with your design, sure, but then it's this winding road of sampling, fitting, sensitivity analysis. It's a super complex, hands-on manual process just to get to what is basically an approximated best guess. And here's the real kicker. After all that hard work, you often land right here, at what we call a local optimum. The best way to think about it is like you're climbing hills in a really thick fog. You get to the top of a hill and you think, great, I'm at the highest point. But what you can't see is that there's a much, much taller mountain just beyond the mist. So yeah, it's a good solution, but it's almost certainly not the best one.
But what if you could just blow away all that fog? This brings us to a totally different way of thinking, a tool called SmartDO.
So, what is this thing exactly? Well, at its heart, SmartDO is a software platform built to do one thing and do it really well: automatic design optimization. It's made specifically for those super complex, physics-driven situations. You know, the simulations of real-world forces like fluid dynamics, heat transfer, structural stress, the stuff that is the absolute backbone of modern engineering. And the goal here is, well, it's simple to say, but it's incredibly ambitious. They're aiming for push-button automation. The whole idea is to take all that tedious manual grunt work out of the equation, freeing up engineers to do what they do best: innovate.
Okay, so how does this actually change the way things get done? And what does this whole local versus global thing really look like in the real world?
This slide just says it all, doesn't it? On the left, you've got that complicated, winding road we just talked about. But look at the right. The SmartDO workflow is a direct, clean line from your starting concept to the final, globally optimized design. It literally just cuts out all those messy steps in the middle.
Let's just spill it out. The old way, it's all about multiple manual steps that at best get you to a local optimum. SmartDO completely flips that. It's a direct, automated process that has a much, much bigger prize in its sights: the global optimum.
And that, right there, is the game changer. This isn't about finding a kind of good design or a slightly better one. This is about using a tool that's built from the ground up to search the entire design space to find the absolute best possible solution that fits your rules. It's about finding that tallest mountain, not just settling for the nearest hill.
And the power here is its amazing versatility. We're not talking about simple little problems. SmartDO can handle a huge range of really complex physics. Everything from computational fluid dynamics and heat flow, all the way to automotive crash testing, and even coupled physics, where you have multiple different forces all interacting at the same time.
Now look, a powerful tool is only really useful if it fits into how you already do things. And this is where SmartDO's whole approach to integration becomes so important. This is absolutely key. SmartDO is designed to be a team player. It doesn't come in and try to replace all your software. Instead, as you can see from all these partners, it plugs directly into the industry-standard tools that engineers already trust and use every single day. We're talking ANSYS, SolidWorks, Siemens NX, and a whole bunch more.
So, here's what that really means for you. You get to bolt this incredibly powerful global optimization engine right on top of the workflows and the software that you've already spent years mastering. There is no need to throw everything out and start over from square one. You're just making what you already do that much better.
So let's zoom out for a second and bring this all together.
What kind of a big picture impact does a tool like this have on the future of engineering itself?
To sum it up, the SmartDO's advantage really comes down to 4 things. Number 1, it automates these incredibly complex workflows. 2, it's built to solve really tough multi-physics problems. 3, and this is the big one, it relentlessly hunts for the global optimum. And 4, it does all of this while plugging right into the tools you already know and trust.
If you only take one single thing away from this, let it be this idea. This kind of technology represents a fundamental shift in how we think. It's about moving away from that slow, manual search for a good design and moving toward the automatic discovery of the best possible one. And that leaves us with one final, pretty exciting thought to chew on. What happens to innovation, to product development, to our ability to solve the world's biggest engineering challenges when that long, painful search for the perfect design becomes truly automatic? The possibilities are just staggering to think about.